page of Torah. Okay, the pasuk says, "Hashemayim kisi." This is the Torah of Shabbos Chodesh. Hashemayim kisi. Hashem says like this: the heaven is my chair, and the earth is my footstool. What house are you going to build for me? How can you say that the heaven is Hashem's seat, chair, and the earth is his footstool? Hashem has no image of a body. Is not at all in the realm of time and place, like it says. Hashem is the place of the world. The world is not his place. So, how in the world can the pasuk use an analogy of a chair and a footstool for Hashem if Hashem has no image of a body? And you to understand this, Torah comes from heaven, like it says, Min Hashemayim dibarti. From the heaven I spoke to you. By Matan Torah, Hashem says, I spoke to you from the heaven. So Torah originates in the heaven, and then it comes down to earth. Torah is the level of Shemayim. What is Shemayim? As Rashi says, Shemayim is two words, Eish and Mayim, fire and water. The same thing by Torah. We find both expressions. Torah is likened to Mayim, Torah is likened to Eish. It says, Mimine Eish Daslami, from his right hand came his fiery law. So that means Torah is fire. And we also know the expression, Heikot Samel Mayim, the pasuk that says Torah is water. Phoenix, it says, you should keep my statutes, Vasisam Eisam. But in the pasuk it says, Eisam without a Vav. Normally Eisam, them, is Aleph Vav Saf Mem. Here, there's no Avav. So you can read it as Sisam Atem Ksiv, make yourself, meaning not yourself, Sha'adam Eisas HaTorah. The person makes the Torah. It says Vasisam Atem doesn't mean keep mitzvahs. Vasisam Atem means you people, Jews, are going to make the Torah. And so we daven before Krishma, Lishma Velasis Ulakayim, to guard, to do, and to keep. Tchila Lasesi, first to make it, and then to keep it. How do we reach that level? By the Father of mercy, should have pity upon us, the same B'libeinu Bina, to give us the level of Bina, understanding of Torah. Shemachin is Rachman Al Yenim. From the level of Rachmanis of above comes the level of Bina. Vizbein is beloved meditating of the heart. V'yiz Bav Al Yada Asiyas V'Savas HaTorah. So he says like this: the Yid makes Torah happen. He's going to explain what that means. The Jew makes Torah, and therefore the pasuk says Vasisam Atem. How does the Jew make Torah? By asking Hashem to give the level of Rachmanis, of mercy, of pity, that awakens the same B'libeinu Bina Lahavin, and then through this we make the Torah happen. The Ketzatiyaz Beina Nazu. How do you get this Bina? What level of Bina are we talking about? Mavor v'Krishma. It says in the Shema, Shema Lashon Havana. Shema doesn't only mean hear. Shema means to understand. That's what the word Shmiya means. Understanding. And this understanding is the word of Shema itself. What is the Hizbaininess? The word Shema itself. What is Shema itself? Ki Shema is two words. Shem, Ayin. The name Ayin. Ki Ayin wraps this big Ayin in Shema in the Sefer Torah, in the pasuk Shema Yisrael Shema Kein Shema Chod. The Ayin of Shema is big, and the Daled of Echad is big, which is, by the way, Aid or Da, witness, no, whatever, whichever way. She says, what does the big Ayin of Shema represent? The Zayin Midas Elyonis, The 7 meters, we know all the meters are composed of 7, composed of 10. 70 represents all 7 meters, which are composed of 10 each. Shem bechinas l'cha, that these 7 meters, l'cha, Shem agdula, gvura, teferes, netzach, which are all the levels of the 7 meters. Shem betel, melev abatul tashem, v'nichlol, v'mkedam. And the part in origin, they're connected to the source. Shadayin ein bechinas hamshach of his pashtus lamata. It's not at all revealed yet. Down here, lias elim mishem gdula gvura, to be called gdula ugvuriyat, meaning when you say the midas are Hashem's, it means they're not revealed yet in a way that they come down here in a tangible form of a midah. What type of midas? Lucha Hashem. It's a level where they're still batul to Hashem. Then it's called ayin rapsi, the big ayin. And this that comes down here is only the level of Shem Levad. The name, I'll explain this whole thing in a second, which is a order ba'alma, only a slight revelation of Elokus. Okay, he says like this, what's the meditation? In the level of Shema Yisrael Shema Kina Shem Echad. What does Shema mean? Shema means to understand. What are we understanding? That Shem Ayin, that the 7 midas, each one composed of 10, which is 70, that normally is L'cha Hashem Agdula, is all batul to Hashem. The only thing that exists there is Hashem. There's not even a midah yet in a sensed way. This, that the midah becomes a midah, is Shem Ayin, which Shem means not the essence of the person. Shem is a name. It's a revelation of the person. It's the way a person identifies with somebody else. It's not the way the person is by himself. A person himself doesn't need a name. The concept of name, like we learned many times, is to be identified with and by somebody else. So this that we have, the 7 midas, that's only a Shem, only a revelation of Hashem. Like we say, Baruch Shem, Kved Malchus Leilam Void, She'ein Zela B'chinas Shem, Umidas Malchusi is Baruch. It's only the low level of Elokus, of Malchus, which is Malchus Kol Olam.
I don't understand that.
What?
There's midas and they're by themselves?
No, the midas exist in Hashem, and then there's the way the midas of Hashem are revealed. Okay. Right? Like for instance, higher than Atzilus, there's no midas. Because worlds begin in Atzilus. Where do you have 10 levels? 10 levels officially begins in Atzilus. Higher than Atzilus, midas exist. Right? But all it is Hashem, L'cha Hashem. It's all Elukus. When do they become a level of a name, a midah? When it becomes a slight revelation, when it becomes a little bit of a lowering of Elukus through the level of Malchus, so then that's when it becomes a tangible midah. In Atzilus, even in Atzilus, it's really completely batul to Hashem. Even the midas of Atzilus, Tzemach Tzedek explains that the midas in Atzilus, famous Shesh Mitzvah Tefillah Tzemach Tzedek, and Nechmat Sachi explains that in Atzilus, everything is Elokus. Okay? So the 7 midas are like colorless water going into 7 different colored glasses. So you have red, green, yellow, or whatever it is, yeah? The 7 basic colors, by the way, correspond with the 7 midas. The 7 primary colors are really the 7 midas. Red is Gvura, Chesed is white, whatever it is. So when you put water into a red glass, the water is really colorless still. It's still colorless. The outsider looking at the glass sees that the water is red. But the water really is colorless. So even in Atzilus, there's a level of Hashem Agdul, it's all batul to Hashem. It's all colorless. It just looks like it's red and green and yellow or whatever color it may be. In the world of Bria, which is less bottle, over there it becomes more tangible. Higher than Atzilus B'chal, there's no midas. Because 10 levels, it begins in Atzilus.
And over here you're saying that the midas as it is here?
The midas, the way they come down in the tangible way, is Shem ayin. Meaning the ayin, the 70 midas, right, are all in the level of a revelation, like a name. It's not the essence. The essence is they're not even midas yet.
But higher than Atzilus, there is not 70 midot. Ayin. There is no ayin midot.
There are, but they're bottle.
There is no differentiation between chesed and gevura up there.
Yes, there is, but it's all filling Hashem.
Right, so down here it's shame. It's,
When you have a body, yeah, the head, the hands, the foot, the stomach, whatever, yeah. A healthy person doesn't feel the head or hand or stomach or foot. Right? What do you feel?
No.
The person. Because a healthy person means, by definition, that all the limbs are functioning properly. Meaning, they're a keli, they're bottled to the neshama, and because they're bottled to the neshama, they don't feel themselves. That's the definition of a healthy person. What happens when you're sick and you have a stomach ache or brain ache or whatever it is? So that means it's not bottled to the neshama. It feels itself as a separate entity. So therefore, it's not bottled to Hashem. So higher than Atzilus, all you feel is a lukus. There's no tangible midah yet because it's above tangibility. It's all bottled to Hashem. I'll give it 1 second. I'll give you another example. When you write or speak, yeah, you write Aleph, Beis, Gimel, Dalet. When you write Aleph, Beis, Gimel, Dalet, you have a tangible Aleph and Beis and Gimel and Dalet. Correct? Before you wrote it, in the power of your hand, yeah, is there an Aleph compartment, a Beis compartment, a Gimel compartment, a Dalet compartment? No. Okay. Do you have there the ability to write Aleph, Beis, Gimel, Dalet? Is it tangible? It's not tangible yet. It's not.
You cannot count it to 70 either.
What do you mean? You have 22 letters.
You have 22 letters. You cannot count it to 22. You have the power to write Aleph Bet, but you cannot.
That's what I'm saying.
you
It's
don't
not
have
tangible yet until you actually write it.
Right.
It's in abstract.
It's an abstract. The midas higher than Atzilus are an abstract. What do you mean abstract?
Things to sit. There is no chair. There are things to sit. We cannot sit.
No, he's going to explain. No, he's going to explain what it means. When you say Hashem sits, Hashem, the heavens, Hashem chair. What does that mean? Okay, so like we learned a million times, speech is the concept of speech. It's not physical speech, right? What happens when a person sits? They become lower. Right? You're standing, you're taller. You sit down, you're lower. What it says that Shemayim Kisi means, for Hashem to reveal himself in the heavens, is a descent from the level of Hashem. It's a descent from the level of Hashem to come into the heavens. Which, by the way, heavens represent the spiritual worlds. Not only physical heaven. Shemayim represents the spiritual realm, right? Earth represents the physical. Even Shemayim, even the spiritual realm of godliness, is also a chair, meaning it's Hashem descending into the world. It's a descent. He's sitting. Doesn't mean literally sits. It means it's a descent, just like sitting is.
So basically he's saying right now that the revelation that's in the 70 midas is the shame.
It's only a name of Hashem. It's not the essence of Hashem.
The essence.
Right.
He's talking about as the neshama reveals itself in the body.
He's not talking about the neshama in the body. He's talking now about Holocaust.
So Aviyah.
Huh? Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Rabbi, you started off by saying that Torah and Jews were necessary for creation.
They started off today?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Anyway, okay. It's true though.
So, other planet and other life, then they have to be Jews and Torah in other planets.
There is no human life in another planet.
So they cannot be another planet.
There isn't. Hashem says, Torah says Hashem created man on earth.
Then Rebbe says,
There could be life in other planets, not human life.
then Rebbe says if he says there are no other planets or other life, he insulted Hashem because they are
No, no, no. It's just that there is no human life in another planet.
But there is some other maybe like another UFO.
No, there's only mother-in-laws in other lives. There's mother-in-laws, no kids, just mother-in-laws.
Different worlds. I mean, you say.
The Rebbe has letters that according to Torah, it could be life in other planets. It's just no human life in other planets.
He says that if you say there isn't, you're limiting the power of Hashem.
right. That's what I heard.
Yeah,
Life, not human.
life.
But does it Torah has to be there in order to
No.
No.
What do you mean Torah has to be there? If a guy goes up to Mars, okay, a guy goes to the moon, they have to keep Torah or not? Well, there are opinions that say no, because Torah lev Shemayim, but that's refuted by everybody. Yeah, you'd have the question how to figure out when Shabbos is. How to figure out times for davening. You know what I mean?
But if we start studying, it says the necessity of life is Torah and a Jew. Then they
The necessity of human life. The,
Intelligent life.
the necessity of dogs, pardon me, cats, bugs, all that, they also have a life. Yeah? Not Torah. Torah life is only for a Jew. Not even for a non-Jew. A non-Jew doesn't have to keep Torah.
I mean, they have to keep 7 of the mitzvahs of the thing.
It's not Torah. It's not Torah. It's Torah.
You know about those 7 also through the Torah.
Right. We know about the 7 through Torah, but they're not keeping Torah. They're keeping 7 mitzvahs in Einach.
Well, when you say there's other world, like the world of Exodus or whatever, and after that there's no other worlds, what is there? I mean, what do you call it? We call this world, and what is world mean exactly?
Now you're mixing physical and spiritual.
But in Exodus,
Where, how many miles up is Atzilus? How far down is Gehenna?
very far.
No, but what is
Very
what
close.
is the meaning of the world, and what is the meaning of the? Okay, after that there's no world. What do you mean? The whole thing is spiritual after this world, isn't it?
You have a close friend somewhere? Is he sitting right next? No, I mean, not that he's not. You have a close friend in New York? Yeah? It's 3,500 miles away. What do you mean he's close? If I say the shul is close to my house, it means X amount of distance, right? If it's far, okay. New York is far from here, so how can you have a close friend in New York?
No, but the
I'm asking, answer. If somebody has a very deep head, how deep? 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet? Somebody has a big heart. What does it mean? He has a big heart. God forbid he can die from a big heart. Yeah? So what does a big heart mean? These are physical expressions for something which is not physical. We have no other expression to use, so that's what we use. But a deep head and a big heart and a close friend doesn't mean gashmistic or close, right? It doesn't mean close friend is a mile away. A close friend is 2 miles away. He's not so close. Okay, this is ridiculous. Now, up and down, when it comes to spirituality, doesn't mean up and down. 10 miles up and 10 miles down. It's a different language. Higher means a greater understanding of godliness. Lower means a lesser level of godliness. The Rambam writes at the beginning, when you have different levels of malachim, yeah, you have Srafim, Chaysa, Kedesh, Ifanim. The pasuk says, Srafim aimdim mimalei. The Srafim stand above the malachim called Ifanim. Yeah? So the Rambam explains, it doesn't mean that they're on the first step and they're on the 10th step and they're on this. Higher means a greater understanding of godliness. Lower means a lower level. It doesn't mean he's 10 miles up, 10 miles down. A person could be in this world and be in the level of Atzilus. A Rebbe is a level of Atzilus in this world. When the Shema goes to Gan Eden, or the other place, or the other place, that's where you go for the company. It's not up and down. It's a spiritual level. The neshama, when the neshama leaves the body, it doesn't. If there would be a plane, it wouldn't have a crash. When the neshama goes up, it would crash into the plane, into the drones. Up and down is like we say deep end. It's a different expression.
But the worlds, I'm saying, like different worlds, and then there's
different worlds mean the different level of understanding. A person is batal Hashem. They're in the level of Atzilus. Do you know officially when you should say Shema Esrei every day, you're in the level of Atzilus? I mean, that's what you're supposed to be.
And then after that,
they tell a story. A guy was once davening. Afterwards, his friend went over to him and said, Shalom Aleichem. He said, "Well, you tell me Shalom Aleichem, I'm here the whole time." He said, "No, I saw during davening, your mind was in this city for business, and in this city for business, and in this city for business. So now you finished Shema Esrei, you came back here, I'm giving you Shalom Aleichem."
When we say Shem Ayin, Shema,
Yeah.
Shem Ayin, we bring the Ayin 70 midot from higher than Asilut down here to Shem.
Correct.
Right? So
Not to Shem. Shem means
here,
the way the this become revealed down here. Yes.
Yashmut, right?
Right.
So the question is up there in a higher than Asilut tangible enough to be 70? 70 is quantity, Ayin.
No, it becomes ayin. The Rebbe explains in that when it comes down here, or Atzilus, Bria, whatever world it is.
So
Like this is Locha Hashem Agdula. The Rebbe says clearly here, Shadayin Eine Bechinas Am Shach V'Spashtus Lamata. That's only the level of Locha Hashem, where the midas are there, but in a completely bottled way.
So when they come here, they're Ayin.
Correct.
not just here, all the worlds.
Right. Well, once it comes into, especially after Bria Atzilus, they're still bittul. That's when midas become tangible. When you could write an aleph, right? When does it become tangible?
When you write it.
When you write it. Before you wrote it, is there an aleph there in potential?
Potentially, yeah.
Okay. So when does it become tangible?
When I write it.
When you write it, when you bring it down.
Yes.
Or a speech. You could speak any letter, any sound, anything, right? When does it become tangible? When you say it. Before you say it, it's still bottled.
Somebody said,
No.
going travel by Rechav and Susim, we travel when we call Hashem Bergen.
Yeah, that's the best way. It's the simple meaning of the pasuk. No, it's not it. That's the simple meaning of the pasuk.
That's when we fly. So we travel. After that, then you say there's no more world. What does that mean?
It's only Elokus. There's no differentiation. Adam Kadmon, that's the first level after the Tzimtzum.
And Simpson starts from Atzilus?
No, Tzimtzum starts over. Okay, we're not there. We can't have diagrams of this stuff. Okay. So he said, "V'zel and Yembina." That's the level of Bina Lahov and Davar mi Teich Davar. Pirish Teich Davar Nik Bechinas Mamala Kol Alman. Teich Davar is called Mamala, which is the level of shame. Shame name, not embarrassment. Haina Bechinas Ziv or Nimshach Teich Holmin. Okay. So he says, what is Lahov and Davar mi Teich Davar? It's the way Mamala Kol, the way it comes into the world in a tangible way. That's when it becomes a real midah. Tzarech Lahov Mizeh. She'ein elaziv genau if she is baruch save kol amlas machshava v'lav mikol imidis klal Hashem is above all midas like we say in Pasuk Yo by days and nimshach le'ava as Hashem elokecha mamish l'dav kabei. Okay, so he says like this. He's not even tzarech l'avim. He's not asking a question. He's saying we need to understand from this, okay, that the midah comes down in the practical level is only a very limited ray of Hashem The way Hashem is coming into the tangible world of Mamalikol Almin, where He's limiting Himself into each level accordingly. But He Himself is Seviv Kol Almin, and Hashem is infinitely above them. By days and Nimshach, and therefore through this, by understanding how great Hashem is, that even the seven midas, composed of 70 midas, is only the way godliness comes into the slow world, but Hashem Himself is infinitely greater, right? So then you can understand how great Hashem is, and that causes the Ahavtas Hashem Elokecha. What's the mitzvah of Shema? The mitzvah of Shema is to meditate, to be able to create the Ahavtas Hashem Elokecha, to love Hashem. To what should be the entire will of the person, that Hashem should be Elokecha. What's the ultimate goal? Ahavtas Hashem Elokecha, right? That Hashem, which is Seviv Kol Almin, should become Elokecha, that it should feel the godliness on his soul, with all your heart, meaning that even the physical heart feels a physical love for Hashem, just like a person likes physical things, yeah, whatever, nice things, whatever. So the same thing, what's the avoid of the Jew? To bring down this level of godliness in a way that you love God, just like you love everything physical, you love Hashem the same exact way. That's the purpose of this baininess. And that's what we're saying, the same beinu. Hashem should give us the understanding to understand all this. So the Alter Rebbe is going to explain the way it becomes the level of heaven. Okay.